All right, Rob, let's get into it because the story that won't go away, call it the gift that keeps on giving if you're in our line of work, right? Antonio Brown. Do we have sound? He basically saying Tom Brady's not my buddy. All these years, everybody talking about, how close we are, how great of friends we are, how Brady's looked out for me. Well, AB shot some of that down today. Here he is.
You know, we play professional sports. Like, not everybody in sports is going to be your friend. Tom Brady's my friend. Why? Because I'm a good football player. He need me to play football, right? These guys called me to win the Super Bowl, not for the toilet bowl. They didn't say, AB, we having problems with the toilet over here in Tampa. You think you could flush down and help us out? No, they called me and said, hey, AB, we need you to win the Super Bowl because Tom Brady saw me come to the Pats and run through those guys. The Patriots run a good system with practice and details, and he learned that AB's a professional. No matter what you say about AB, AB put his heart on the line.
All right, Rob.
You know I'm out on AB and his story about the ankle and all that. But he's spot on here on Tom Brady. I wrote this column, Chris, and I retweeted it today back in 2020. In fact, when this whole thing came out, Rob G, our able-bodied producer, did you even introduce Rob G today? I think you skipped over Rob G.
Yeah, no, I introduced him.
Oh, okay. I wasn't listening. Rob G texts the group text that we have and was like, this is what Rob said before, right? And spot on. And it's not that I said that, sure, Tom Brady wanted a receiver, AB's one of the best who played football. I get that. But acting like it's more like he is like a humanitarian and he's taking in AB and he's making a sacrifice to help AB because he really cares about him as a person. I think that's what AB is lashing out at, is you realize that Tom Brady was only interested in him because he could play football. Would Tom Brady do the stuff, bend over backwards, and all the stuff he's done, I guess, to try to get AB around on a team or back in pro football if he couldn't play anymore? I doubt it. And I don't think Tom Brady would be interested in him at all. I don't see the two as closely, remotely like a couple or a pair or anything like that. So I think AB, you know, when push comes to shove, he woke up and he realized, okay, I thought maybe he got his feelings hurt. Maybe he was buying into it or believed a little bit that Tom Brady cared about him. And now that he's been pushed out and the other stuff that's going on, he realizes that he probably won't hear from Brady again or it's all done and there really was no friendship there. It was all about being used because he has a talent.
Man, please.
And I think that's what AB is feeling now. So I want people to know, I haven't altered my thought on AB and where he is. All I'm saying is, I wrote this because I believe that this AB being with Tom Brady was never about AB and his well-being. Tom Brady could have been that guy for him without football. That's a friend. Hey, I'm going to get you help because you need help. And if you play football, that's fine. If you don't play football, that's fine too. But that's what it was. It was never about AB the person.
Who
it was
said
always
it was?
about AB. No, I'm not.
Who said Tom Brady was Mother Teresa?
Well,
I mean,
people
really,
tried to paint him like he was a
would not have done
humanitarian.
that had Antonio Brown not been able to play football.
Well,
Rob Parker, there are relationships. We're adults. All right, we're adults. There are relationships of friends, of convenience all over the place in every field of endeavor. I mean, now, do I think Tom Brady is sitting behind Antonio Brown's back or was, talking about how he's a bum, how he really doesn't like him, how he's no good, how he's doesn't have any high character, and I'm only using him because the dude can help me win? No. I don't think Brady's doing that. So this whole he's using him, no. He saw that the dude is a great football player, probably would like to help him reach his potential and benefit from it too.
Can I give you?
I mean,
Let me give you the
Like,
quote. Let me give you the quote from AB back in 2020. Okay, first day when he arrived in Tampa. Quote: Tom is my boy, one of the greatest leaders around. He's encouraging, always inspiring. He brings out the best in people around him. He wants the best for everyone around him. He's been a great guy in my corner and one of my closest friends. End quote.
What does that say about Brady? That
End
actually
quote.
That
Tom
more,
act like he
Rob,
was one of his closest friends. He was never one of his closest friends ever.
Did Brady say he was one of his closest friends? That shows you Antonio Brown is again saying one thing one moment and saying another thing the next. Everything he said up to he's one of my closest friends is football related. He makes you better, the guys around him. He encourages you. I mean, come on. Do we think, again, he's not Mother Teresa? Sure. I mean, I don't know who in the world would have thought that if AB couldn't play football, Brady would have done what he did. I will say this, though. And I guess Antonio, I don't know if that's a full denial of what he said on the podcast today, because the person interviewing him mentioned, well, you stayed at his house. Now, the report, Rob, that he stayed at his house, he actually reportedly did it twice. And it came from Jay Glazer. Jay Glazer usually doesn't get stuff wrong. Here's what Jay Glazer said. He has actually been, when he first went to the Buccaneers, he has actually been staying at Tom Brady's house. And Tom has actually been helping him off the field as well, lining him up for people to help him, including people like Tony Robbins. And then we know AB also stayed at Brady's house when he first went to the Patriots. Now, it wasn't a permanent thing. It was when you move, you get here initially, you don't have a place to stay, you didn't get your own apartment yet, you can stay here. I'm going to be honest. If I bring somebody into my house, especially if my wife and children are there, I'm not just bringing any old Joe up into my crib. And so again, I don't care really if they're great friends or not. But I'm just saying, to sit here and act like Tom Brady didn't have a vested interest in AB as a football player and how he could help the Buccaneers or before that the Patriots is ridiculous. And number two, to act like Brady is a demon.
Nobody said he's a demon.
To help.
Tom Brady's a phony. He's a phony.
To act like he's a phony.
To act like he was never interested in Antonio Brown as a person. He wasn't. He only wanted to use him as. What do you mean? So what? Come on,
so
Chris.
what, Rob?
He's trying to act like, gee
people
whiz,
do that all
golly
the time.
gee, let me help this guy. Oh, I care about AB. Oh, I care
don't know.
about
I mean,
him.
like I said,
he don't
maybe,
care about Antonio
why would he
Brown.
let him stay at his house?
He never cared about him. He wanted to win to prove that he was better than Bill Belichick, and he sold his soul. I'll get in bed with anybody who can catch a touchdown. That's what Bruce Arians just did.
Rob.
Bruce Arians did the same exact thing. And guess what? It bit him in the butt, and now Tom Brady got bit in the butt as well.
How many people have you let stay at your house that you don't have any fondness for?
I don't have to promote it.
I
don't have to promote it and act like I'm taking in a wayward person.
Is that a no? Never?
I don't count. I don't count, Chris. I just do what I do.
Well, I'll tell you. First of all, you
got to count. You got a running count on your head?
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't do that. That's not what I do.
Nobody. And I bet you that's the same answer for you.
Are you sure?
It's the same answer. I'm telling you what the reports say. And
I'm asking you, are you sure?
No, of course I'm not sure.
All right, then. All right.
You aren't either. You aren't sure that he didn't stay there. I'm telling you what the reports say. And you always see here. These reports come from somewhere. All I'm telling you is Tom
Brady never cared about AB, not for 1 ounce. That's why I wrote that 2 years ago. He went out of his way to help him with people. This is all according to Jay Glazer. Yeah. He helped Guerrero to $100,000 out of his pocket. Yeah, that's what he helped. He helped his people line their pockets by taking money from AB. Sure.
I'll say this.
Brady's people. Pay my guy. Pay my guy.
Through the course of my career, there have been, and you know how it is when you're a beat writer, Rob. You hang out with the other beat writers all the time. All the time. Like you're on the road, you're always together. And there were guys I was really good friends with on the beat. Close. Like, I mean, and away from the game, and we talking all the time. And as soon as I left the beat or they left the beat, the communication ceased. Now, that hasn't happened with everybody, but it's happened with a lot of guys I was really close with. Not because I don't like them or never liked them. Not because they don't like me or never liked me. It's just life.
Chris, you worked at a different paper or a different situation. You didn't need them to do your job. Come on, man.
Well,
it ain't even the same thing.
No, okay.
Those guys didn't matter to your livelihood or your legacy. They didn't matter to you.
Tom Brady's won 6 championships without Antonio
this was
Brown.
Different.
Can
That's
we
why he
stop
got
it? Like, oh my
That's
God.
why he got Gronk out of retirement.
They beat your Green Bay Packers in the NFC Championship last year without Antonio Brown. Stop acting like, oh my gosh, they wouldn't have won. Tom Brady's nothing without AB. Oh, really? He won 6 rings without AB. And he wanted to prove he's better than Belichick. Well, then why did he bring Antonio Brown to New England to play with Belichick?
Here's the quote from AB. Quote, "Stay at his house, ? I've got my own money. I don't need to stay at no one's house.
Is
I've
that
got
a denial?
My own house."
No.
Guys do that
Just say,
to
"I didn't
influence
stay
the
at his
guys
house."
in the public. That's right. Quote, guys
now
do that to influence you guys in the public.
Now all of a sudden, AB's word is bond. The man who had no time for AB yesterday and the day before.
I know Tom
now
Brady, though. I know
really?
Tom Brady. That's why I wrote it.
How do you know Tom Brady?
That's why I wrote it, because I know how he operates. He's cheated his way. He's done anything to win.
With Tom Brady?
So it doesn't matter. I understand how Tom Brady operates.
Have you ever had a conversation? Have you ever had a conversation with Tom Brady?
Have I been in a press conference? Yes. Have I asked questions?
No,
yes.
that's not a conversation.
That's what I've done. I'm a reporter.
Have you ever had
I'm not
a conversation with him?
Friend. I'm not a fanboy of Tom Brady.
Have you ever had a conversation with him? I'm asking you a question. Have you ever had a conversation with him?
877-99 on Fox. What does that matter? I just told you what I did.
You just said you know him.
I told you. Know him. I know how he operates.
Really?
I've been watching him for 20 years.
What did your boy Aaron Rodgers say about Hub Arkush?
We're not talking about Aaron Rodgers.
With me.
We're talking about Tom Brady today. Stick to the topic.
Rob Parker's panties in a bunch. AB, who was a bum yesterday, is all of a sudden the most believable man in sports. Why? All because he gave Rob an excuse to rip Tom Brady. Good for Rob. Good day, Rob. I'm glad for you. I'm happy for you.